Hey guys, if you're new, I'm Serein and welcome to my channel. This is not a typical video because typically I'm reviewing a product or talking about beauty. This is kind of beauty. Anyways, this video, based on the title, is kind of my thoughts on Tati's Halo Beauty supplement, beauty vitamin. I got some messages asking me what I thought, and I've gotten messages in the past about like drama that's in the community specifically related to Tati. And I've stayed relatively out of it, and I'm still trying to stay out of it, but I'm making this video, so I'm not really staying out of it. Full disclosure, I was Tati's giveaway winner a few years back. I think it was 2 summers ago. She brought me on Style Code Live on Amazon, and we collaborated here on my channel. Thanks to her, I got a ton of new followers and subscribers, and I had a great time with her. So after we left New York, or I left New York separately from filming Style Code Live, I hadn't really seen her or talked to her since. I did text her when she reached 2 million subscribers as congratulations. She said thank you, and that's basically the last time I've spoken to her or had communication directly with her. Just so you guys know, because I don't want people to think like the only reason I'm making this video is to defend her, because I'm not really defending her. I'm just kind of putting my thoughts out on the whole situation. And I think out of all the videos I've seen, and I've seen some pretty harsh ones, Wayne Goss's is my favorite and the one that I think is the most eloquent and fair. First things first is that I feel like a lot of this hate and shaming and drama is coming on the fact that a lot of people are disappointed that she launched a beauty supplement versus makeup or skincare or hair care or anything. I think that's like that shock. Like everybody was just really disappointed that it wasn't what they were anticipating or hoping for. And that's hard on somebody, that you guys have these expectations and they weren't met. That could be, that I know that would like crush me. And that probably crushed me too, like if I was a viewer and I was so excited someone was gonna come out with something and it wasn't something I had anticipated on spending my money on. That being said, I give Tati and James a ton of credit for coming out with something completely out of left field, but still relevant to her brand. I do wish that she incorporates a little bit more of her lifestyle before the brand launch in terms of maybe hinting at the potential of this, seeing that she was traveling, doing these things, maybe talking about a little bit more of the supplements she's taken in the past. She has talked that she takes vitamins. There are previous videos from years ago where she talks about, you know, taking vitamins, eating well, and all this stuff. I don't not believe that she takes supplements. I feel like most people have taken some at some point. But I feel like if she had included a little bit more of her routine or her regimen in that world, it wouldn't be so out of left field. And I feel like a lot of it comes from wanting to keep things hush-hush, out of knowing that things don't always go as planned. I can speak from my experience where there's been a lot of deals or a lot of potential deals where I'm afraid to talk about it until it happens, like until it actually happens, because so many times you think it's gonna happen. I mean, we're down to the nitty-gritty and then it doesn't. And it's really embarrassing when you've told your friends and your family that this is happening and it doesn't. I'm not just talking about YouTube life. I'm talking about like my previous life, and even like, yeah, even now, like I don't want to tell people I'm going somewhere or I'm doing something in the fear that something's gonna fall through and I'm not gonna do it, and then I'm embarrassed because I'm a failure. So I could totally see why James and Tati wanted to keep everything completely hush-hush. And in terms of the beauty supplement thing, like, yes, it's a little bit out of left field, but no, because it's a beauty vitamin. But do I want a beauty vitamin? You kind of have to make that decision for yourself. I think there's a lot of fear tactic happening. Like people are getting angry and upset and emotional and just saying things that are scaring people. Like some of this stuff is scary. Like I started getting scared, like watching these videos. I'm like, oh my God, biotin causes acne. You know, I think you have to take a pretty high dose of biotin, and it depends on your chemistry, and it depends on your skin type, and it depends on so many freaking factors. Like, I can't have broccoli because it gives me gas. Like, or Brussels sprouts or asparagus. Like, those 3 vegetables hurt my stomach. I get cramping. still eat it sometimes. In high doses, I'm severely uncomfortable, like really uncomfortable. It really depends on your body, right? I think a lot of people are like, well, it's just a really expensive biotin pill. I think at this point, we all know it's not just biotin. She has other ingredients in there. In hindsight, like Wayne Goss says, the launch video was a little bit poorly done because I think Tati was so excited to talk about her brand finally and to share with you this product that she'd been working on for so freaking long and invested her time and money and energy. Like, I'd be excited if this was my product, to finally share it with you, that she didn't take the time to go over each ingredient in her vitamin and explain why they're working together or what these supplements are supposed to be doing. I think there was just a lot of claims and a lot of like, this is the best thing ever. And I truly believe that she thinks it's the best thing ever. Like, why else would she make this thing? But you can't launch a supplement and not explain what's in it, because it can cause a lot of confusion, a lot of fear, and a lot of scare tactics happening. And then so when it finally did launch, there was all these rumors because the website wasn't as clear as it could have been. It's been updated since from what I've seen. And I don't fault the website designers or them as well. Like, this is a new venture. Like, they're going to make mistakes, and they've clearly tried to fix it and update the website, like, as questions come up. But I think a lot of it could have been prevented if she just took the time to explain the ingredients and what was in it in the initial launch video. Now, that mistake happened. It happened. So she's made a new video that explains what all the ingredients are and kind of where this product happened and all this stuff. But a lot of the damage has been done, a lot of the fear tactic has happened, and a lot of the rumors have happened. You can't really go back on that. I think she did try to do a better job at explaining all the ingredients and like let you guys know that she's not actually making these vitamins, which is ridiculous to even think she's sitting there making these vitamins or saying, I'm just gonna put this and this and this in it. Because as much as I know about ingredients, and I make my own makeup at home sometimes, I'm not qualified to make my own makeup. Like, I need someone who's a cosmetic chemist and a product development team to actually make sure it's safe, that we're using the ingredients, that these are being sourced properly. Like, you need a freaking team and you need professionals. And this is something where, like, Chris and I have really learned in the last few months over something my brother kind of said. We always respected the skill, but my brother made a comment like, don't dismiss the skill. What was it?
Respect the trade craft.
Respect the trade craft. So my brother randomly said, respect the trade craft.
You have to respect people's trade craft.
You have to respect people's trade craft. And while I've always respected what people can do, my brother made this comment about something completely not regarding my business or my life or Chris's, but it came at a time when we were like, oh shit. Yeah, like there's a reason people charge for their trade craft. You can't think that you can do it better. I think in the age of YouTube and Google, we think we can do everything ourselves. And a lot of stuff we can't. Like, I learned how to edit on Final Cut. Chris learned Photoshop. He learned how to use a camera. I learned how to use a camera. Clearly, we've gotten better and more advanced through practice and just being on the job. But that's a skill set and a trade craft we've developed over the last 5 years. 4 or 5 years. And it's because we do it 12 hours a day, every freaking day for the last 4 or 5 years, depending on who you're talking about. And you can go to school for these things, and that's a beginning of your trade craft, or you can grow up learning it, and then it's all about practice, 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 and being in the field. So I don't think Tati or James is like making shit up in the lab. I think they've hired people who are professionals to consult with and to formulate products. You guys have to step back and think, like, I don't think Tati would put herself in a position to be liable for hurting anybody or causing anyone to get sick, knowingly or unknowingly. I don't think she's just gonna put something out there where risking someone's health. That being said, I don't think you should take anything without consulting your doctors or your homeopath, which is what I have. Chris makes fun of me for that. Or even a pharmacist. Talk to a pharmacist. And also understand who you're speaking to in that given moment, because you have to be an advocate for your own health. And what I mean by that is we've gone to doctors who can't remember why we're there. Like we specifically made an appointment to go get a vaccine. It's in our appointment. We show up, we tell them why we're there. We fill out the paperwork explaining why we're there. We go and talk to the nurse who puts us into the waiting room to tell us why we're there. And then the doctor comes in and asks why we're there. You have to be on top of your own health. Luckily, most of my doctors are on top of everything. They take really good notes. I am also very, very type A when it comes to that kind of situation, and I don't have any regrets or feelings of embarrassment when I make a doctor talk to me like I'm a 2-year-old because I don't understand what you're saying, and I might need you to repeat it 500 times. When you are taking anything, talk to your doctors. If you don't know if you should be taking something, don't take it. If you have health problems or health issues or health concerns, do not take anything that you do not consult with your doctor or your pharmacist with. And it is really important to speak to your pharmacist when you're taking medications because they are supposed to be your first line in terms of knowing whether or not anything's going to interact inappropriately or anything like that. Now, the biggest thing is this whole saw palmetto ingredient causing your birth control to be not as effective or completely not effective. That's not the only ingredient that can interact with your birth control. I used to take birth control and I was always deathly afraid if I was on antibiotics that I was going to get pregnant because antibiotics is known to mess with your birth control, and I was on a very low dose of birth control. You have to be aware of these things. I think there's a bunch of other things that can cause issues with your birth control, and this isn't just the pill form of birth control. Definitely check like anything that it's prescribed. So whether you get a shot, whether you use the ring, whether you use a patch, whether you're taking a pill, like you definitely need to treat it as medication. I think sometimes we get confused or we forget because we take it every day. Like even if you take Advil every day, or you take Tylenol, or you take a decongestant or an allergy pill, you have to disclose it when you see the doctor, and you have to remind them when they want to prescribe something to you, and you have to tell them what medications you're taking and your supplements. I tell my doctors, like they actually kind of get bored with me because they'll ask me what medications I'm taking and supplements, and I tell them my list of supplements. I'm not taking any actual prescribed medication, but I have about a page of supplements that I rotate depending on how I feel. And they're usually like, yeah, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Because I'm not taking anything that is going to interact with any medications because I'm not on any currently. If you're on medications, including birth control, like whether or not it's a small dose, high dose, you really should consult your pharmacist first and your doctor. And you should probably do your own research, but at the end of the day, you have to take the information from your own research, you have to take the information from your pharmacist and also your doctor and decide what works best for you and what you value more. The whole FDA thing, which I think not being approved or the statements not being approved by the FDA, that I think people have kind of already touched on a ton. But for the majority of supplements or therapeutic supplements, that being essential oils, homeopathic pills that you can take, supplements you typically find at Whole Foods or GNC or Vitamin Shop, for the majority, they are not FDA approved. It's not just Tati's. I think people were picking on her in that sense because they legally have to disclose it's not FDA approved. Check your multivitamin because it's most likely going to say that as well, and same with like any other supplements you take. I think, what do I take currently? I take a bunch of things.
Okay, a bunch of things.
My collagen doesn't have an FDA approval. My multivitamin doesn't. My vitamin C doesn't. My wellness formula doesn't. And I swear by my wellness formula when I don't feel good. None of my essential oils are, and I swear by those. Essentially, the FDA doesn't kind of step in when it comes to supplements because they don't deem it as drugs. But it is something that if you're concerned about, I mean, you really have to look at all your supplements then. Like, if you're gonna just judge Tati's, you have to judge all the supplements out there as well. You have to decide for yourself, like, look up the ingredients and decide whether or not you're gonna believe in it. And, I mean, if you're curious, try it and see, because here's my thing. I don't believe anything that will help your hair, skin, or nails will be effective in 2 to 3 weeks. I think it's gonna be more like a month to 2 months. Sometimes longer, because your natural hair growth cycle it won't allow it to show results that quickly. Maybe your nails in your skin, maybe, I don't know. Saying that beauty people shouldn't come out with supplements, I don't think that's a fair statement. Murad came out with supplements this last year, and Murad is Murad is Dr. Murad, but he's a dermatologist, and he has a skincare brand and a skincare line, and they've came out with supplements. Those aren't FDA approved either, but that's not fair to say, like, oh, stick in your lane, your beauty, because I think supplements and beauty are actually very hand in hand. I think it does make sense. I mean, I take collagen, I take spirulina, I take wellness formula when I don't feel good, I take a multivitamin, I take a multivitamin with folic acid because my doctor told me to. I'm vitamin D deficient, so I sometimes take that. I've taken an antioxidant pill that's supposed to help with my skin's like ability to defend its like the sun's radiation. You can't say that. Sephora sells supplements that help your beauty. I always say that my skin looks exactly how I feel. Clearly right now with no makeup on and a ring light isn't great, but if my skin is acting like dry and patchy, I'm probably not treating my body very well in terms of nutrition and in terms of drinking enough water and getting enough sleep. I really do think supplements and beauty can go hand in hand, and I don't think that's a fair argument to say to somebody, to a category. If you don't like supplements, don't take it. Don't buy it. If you believe that you should be able to get all your nutrition in what you're eating, wow, good for you, great. I wish I ate enough greens. I don't. I take a supplement for my greens. I take Amazing Grass. Some people don't believe in that, and I actually think that that's really awesome if you're that diligent with your diet. If you are able to get all of the nutrition that you feel your body needs, it's awesome. But yeah, I can't because I don't eat well enough. I eat pretty clean and well, but I don't think I eat enough. I have personally seen results by doing supplements and essential oils. Now, not everything works, and some could just be my mind, but you know, do what works for you. And I guess that's the point of this video is, one, these are my thoughts on the whole Halo Beauty situation and Tati's backlash and some of the arguments being made. And two, like, I don't really understand why people are taking this so fucking, like, serious. If you don't like it or you don't want it, don't buy it. Just don't buy it. If you want to try it or you love Tati and you want to support it, or hey, this sounds like something you want to try, then try it. If it doesn't work, I'm sure you can get your money back, or just don't buy it again. Think of it as a wash. I've tried plenty of things that don't work, and I either return it or I kind of just eat the cost. It happens. It's part of life. I just think the amount of hate that is going on and the amount of drama is a little insane lately on YouTube, specifically YouTube, and maybe a little on Instagram. I don't feel like Instagram's too bad, but YouTube has really just gotten into this ugly place this last few years. And I kind of miss the good old days when I just remembered finding the beauty community and being like, oh my gosh, other people who love beauty products as much as I do, real women, real girls who I can relate to and who share a little bit about their lives, but we're just talking about makeup and skincare, and it's not that freaking serious. It's really taken a weird turn, and it's almost like how much drama can we create on this platform, and it's taken away from product reviews and just like fun videos that help people unwind and de-stress and take their mind off of things. Because I don't know, I mean, I guess maybe it was bound to happen because I think this community grew real fast, real big, and there's a lot of people that grew really, really big and made a lot of money, and that's great. That's awesome that people can make a living doing something that they're passionate about and that they love. But I think we all need to just step back at the end of the day and realize this isn't brain surgery. We're not really saving lives. We're providing hopefully reliable reviews, which I know a lot of you guys feel like doesn't exist anymore. I promise you they do. You just have to find them. They might not be in your like suggested videos, but if you just Google and search, I promise you there's reliable reviews still that are not biased. And if you think that they are, then don't listen to them and find someone else to watch. I miss the good old days that made me want to join YouTube and want to create videos, and I'm trying to stay positive, and I still create videos the way I want to create them, and I've always done it kind of that way. I did lose myself a little bit along the line and tried to do what everyone else was doing and what was popular and trending. But that's not who I am. That's never been who I am. I've always kind of been my own person, and I'm going to keep doing things my way, and hopefully I provide a safe space here on the internet for people to just kind of unwind and de-stress, and we can have an open dialogue and an open conversation. And I wanted to put this video out there for those of you guys who have directly messaged me or who have left comments. Not too many comments, but I know there's curiosity about my thoughts because of my relationship with Tati, or lack of relationship with Tati, but I mean like our history. I'm not gonna bash her, but I can see where like there were mistakes made, and I can see where a little bit of the trust was lost between her and her viewers. And I don't blame the viewers for feeling that way, but I don't think there's a need to get so angry, because it does put us versus them mentality, and then it becomes harder for your message to get across to the person that is being attacked. I'm much more willing to listen to criticism if it's not coming at me in a harsh way or in a rude way or in an attacking manner. But if somebody like genuinely gives me a constructive feedback, and not in a bitchy tone, but which is hard to say because via like comments, you know, you can't really read someone's tone. You guys wanted Makeup Bag Mondays, and I kept hearing about how much you missed it, and I needed a little break from the series, but you guys kept saying it, and I listened, and it was not ever like, oh, I hate you for not doing this anymore. But I think sometimes we have to just take a step back and realize, okay, how are we going to do this? Anyways, those are my thoughts. I'm going to go work out and eat dinner. I don't even know if I'm going to post this video. Those are my thoughts. I'll see you guys back here normally every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, and yeah.